What's up, guys? This is the start of a 2-day episode here in Cuba, starting in Viñales, ending in Trinidad. We're gonna explore some waterfalls, we're gonna explore the Bay of Pigs, and we're gonna check out some other things here, and it should be a lot of fun, so let's do it. Allow me to jump in a little bit here from the future. I need to tell you guys a little bit of a story. The day after these past clips, I was in Trinidad, we went out dancing and a little bit of drinking, and somehow I woke up the next morning without my GoPro. And I believe that what happened is somewhere in the scene that you're watching right now, you probably find my GoPro. It's probably sat somewhere perched up, shooting some time-lapse footage, and I must have just left it there. So as such, I lost 2 days of footage. So instead, I'm gonna be jumping in here from the future every now and then just to interject a little bit of commentary into this episode. Like right now, let's jump back to Viñales. We're leaving town and there's this perfect morning fog over the valley. It was just really the most incredible scene. So I had our driver Pepe stop and we all jumped out and got some really cool photos of that landscape and that scene. Okay, back to the past. We made it to Saroa and now we got like a quarter-kilometer walk into the waterfall to do some quick photography here. After a bit of a long drive today, we've arrived at the Bay of Pigs. We're at a place called Playa Girón, and we're just gonna stop for a little bit around sunset and hopefully get some cool shots of this place. Let me freeze the frame here really quickly. You see that dome in the bottom of the frame? My GoPro's in it. What that dome is it's like a giant glass bubble, and you use it to take those really cool underwater photos that are like half under the water and half over the water. I literally got it last week. I literally took it out for my first time in this scene that you're watching. And when I stepped out onto the rocks, over the Bay of Pigs, it slipped out of my hand, hit the rocks, and shattered to bits. Yeah, I'm on a bit of a roll. After photographing the Bay of Pigs and spending this perfect evening out on a porch with a cigar and watching that incredibly interesting Cuban street life pass by, it was time to hit the road again, and we headed towards a place called El Nicho, which is definitely Cuba's most impressive waterfall. This is La Pileta de los Enamorados, the lover's pool, and for some reason, Jeff just did not want to swim there with me. Amazingly, I didn't break nor lose anything at El Nicho Falls, and we were back on the road headed towards Trinidad. Trinidad is really cool. It's one of the oldest cities in all of Cuba, and yeah, it's a little bit touristy, but for good reason. It's spectacular and it's so photogenic. And for a travel photography workshop like the one we're running, it's just the perfect destination.
golpe alto y lo mejía en vega baja. ¡Que gocen! ¡Sí! Bomba, bomba, para siempre. Bomba, bomba está presente. Aquí lo canta mi gente. Bomba, bomba, para siempre. Baila, baila y goza. Mi bomba puertorriqueña. Bomba, bomba. Bomba, bomba. Bomba, bomba. Bomba, bomba. Bomba, bomba, para siempre.
I can understand why I keep gaining weight in Cuba. See, Brenda and I, the last time we dieted, but this time we're not dieting. We're kind of eating everything we can find, and we're drinking alcohol. It's like the good old days. Tomorrow we're finding candy.
Candy and alcohol, the definition of happiness. And I'd be lying if I said that the second of those things didn't at least contribute slightly to my losing the GoPro somewhere within these next 3 clips.
Para siempre.
So it's the next morning and the GoPro's gone, and I'm over the fact that the GoPro's gone. I'm ready to move forward. And then this happened, and sometimes it just feels like the world is shitting on you. And sometimes it literally is. Now I'm sitting out here, you know, over the fact that I lost my GoPro, enjoying life, and a bird just shit on my computer. It's one of those mornings.
Para siempre.
At the end of the day, I'm not really that sad about losing my GoPro, and that might sound a little bit spoiled to you guys who are struggling to get by with camera gear and things like that. It would be different if I lost like a month's worth of footage or something, but it was 2 days. And maybe that's a lesson for you guys out there, and a reminder to me to back up your footage as often as you can. Cameras, GoPros, phones, those things are replaceable. But footage isn't. You can never get that footage back. If you really want to make it as a travel photographer or videographer, you can't spend your time worried about losing your gear. You can't leave your gear in your hotel room wrapped in bubble wrap, or you'll never get the footage you need in the first place. Losing gear, breaking gear, things like that are all part of the job as a travel photographer. Now that's not to say to be careless, don't be careless, but you have to take your gear with you if you want to tell the story. At the end of the day, my trip through the waterfalls of Cuba, the Bay of Pigs, and Trinidad were full of broken gear and misadventure. But there's no point in stressing or focusing on the negatives. Embrace them. Nobody tells stories about the time they went to Cuba and everything was normal and went exactly as planned. We tell the stories of our trials, our misadventures, our failures, and how we overcome them. And how we overcome those misadventures really defines us as people, as travelers, as human beings. So at the end of it all, tomorrow is just another day and another vlog. Only this time, we'll have to do it without a GoPro. And you just gotta deal with that and move forward. So I'll see you on that episode. I'll catch you later. Peace.